Hey, what's up, guys? Wrestling Fan 0011 is back here to give you another one of my ECW PPV series, and this time it's Hardcore Heaven 1997. I just got finished watching it, and I gotta say, this was practically ECW's worst pay-per-view ever. Oh my God, this was this was not good. Even though my rating was like above 5, which means 6 means it was like adequate or decent. This was not good at all. I mean, some matches were okay, but this just was not a really great ECW pay-per-view. So, let's just review this. Alright, so we open up the show with Joey Styles doing his, like, introduction of the matches and stuff, and then Ravishing Rick Rude comes out, and then he, introduces Chris Candido. And then, they say the whole story of how Rick Rude betrayed ECW at Heatwave 1997 in the cage match, but I couldn't remember who was in it. And so Todd Gordon banned Rick Rude from ringside, or then Chris Candido would have to forfeit the match. And speaking of the match, so then the first match on the card was for the ECW TV Championship, and it was Taz versus Chris Candido. And this was actually a pretty good opener. I mean, I gotta give it credit. I mean, we did see a lot of great suplexes from Taz, and this made Taz look like a beast. He was, I mean, when Taz is just sitting in the corner with his arms folded like this, Taz didn't even move one bit, and then Chris Candido came up to him, and then he just like pushed him in the corner. He still didn't move. Then he came up to him again, and then slapped him in the face. He still didn't move. But then the biggest part of all, Chris Candido, he spit in Taz's face, and then Taz was just all over him like a maniac. And then we did see some, like I said, we saw some great suplexes from Taz, and we saw some great technical wrestling from Chris Candido. The match was a little short, and the brawling around the ringside was kind of okay. They just could have had it like a little longer and stuff, because this was ECW and all, which means no rules. And then the ending came where Taz, where Chris Candido was going to go for some kind of, I think it was the suplex off the top rope, I couldn't remember. And then Chris Candido did Taz's neck chop thing where he goes like this. And then Taz was behind him again, and he did that thing like what Chris Candido was doing. And then he locked Chris Candido in the Taz mission. And then Taz swung around, and then he hooked Chris Candido's legs, and then Chris Candido tapped out, and he won. And it was a pretty good opener. Okay, I guess. But I just wish they could have gotten a little more time, because Taz is like the best in ECW. They could have made him go a little longer. But still, a pretty good opener. 2.5 stars. And then the next match was practically the worst match of the night. Sorry. It was called an ECW Revenge Match, and it was Bam Bam Bigelow against Little Spike Dudley. And in this match, Bam Bam Bigelow, he killed Spike Dudley in this match. He was just like beating the hell out of him. And they didn't even get much time in this match. This match was terrible. Awful. I will admit, I mean, there were a couple spots that Spike Dudley really took, and some bumps that Spike Dudley took, and he's a pretty tough bastard. I'll give him that. Like, Bam Bam Bigelow did some kind of power bomb, and that power bomb was like pretty big on Spike Dudley, and he took that pretty good. And they did a scene where Bam Bam Bigelow picked up Spike Dudley and then threw him. He dropped him on the top of the post corner, like where it's near the ring, and he landed on their ribcage first, and then he fell to the floor. And then when he got back in the ring, he was bleeding. I didn't know how he got bloody, but I guess it must have been like he must have hit his head on the concrete floor. Excuse me. And then Bam Bam Bigelow, he picked up Spike Dudley yet again, and he threw him into the crowd. And this time they didn't body surf him around the arena. They just threw him like back into the ring. They just kept him in the crowd, and then Spike Dudley was actually getting his blood cleaned off of him. And then Bam Bam was just sitting in the ring, and he was just like doing some of his like technical moves, like he did a cartwheel and stuff. I mean, why would Spike Dudley? who cares anyway? But then the biggest part of the match, where the finish came where Bam Bam did his moonsault off the top rope and onto Spike Dudley, and he won that match. So Spike Dudley basically didn't do anything in this match. He just got the crap kicked out of him. This match is not good at all. This is the worst match of the night. I'll give this a star and a quarter. And then the next match was dubbed a Monday Night Wrestling Rules match. It was Rob Van Dam versus Al Snow, and this was a really good match. I mean, Rob Van Dam and Al Snow, they really took it to the limit in this match. I mean, we saw some great high spots. The only thing that really bothered me was, like, after they did, like, their suicide dives, like, through the ropes or something, or like the cross bodies, we didn't even see them. The lighting for the show really sucked. I mean, they were at the War Memorial, and the last time they were at the War Memorial, in 1995, because this was in 1997, the lighting was pretty good, because I saw it on the Rise and Fall of ECW DVD, but the lighting here totally sucked. It was dark around the entire ringside area. I mean, I didn't even see a lot of the action. It's like, when they went over the top rope, they, like, disappeared or something. I couldn't even see, like, what happened after that. That's another reason why I rated this at, like, a really not great pay-per-view. But, I mean, we did see some great technical wrestling from Van Dam and Al Snow, like, and we also did some great high spots where Rob Van Dam did some kind of leaping senton over the top rope. I guess that was pretty cool. And here's the thing: this was dubbed a Monday Night Wrestling Rules match, which meant that it was like Monday Night Raw, but which meant there would be disqualification in this match. But then earlier on in the match, Al Snow used a chair, and the referee didn't disqualify him. That was terrible. This was a Monday Night Wrestling Rules match. I guess they, like, totally killed the gimmick for this match, like, during the middle of it. That just totally sucked right there. But I will admit, like I said, this match was pretty good. And, I mean, Al Snow really did put up a good fight in this match. And, I mean, the ending came, actually, where Rob Van Dam hit a Van Daminator to Al Snow, and then he got the win. And, well, that's that. This was a really good match. The only thing I hated was that they totally killed the gimmick for this match after using the chair, since this was Monday Night Wrestling Rules match. And I also hated the lighting for this match. And for every match, too. But still, this is a good match. I rate this 3 stars. Alright, and then the next match was for the ECW World Tag Team Championships. And, wait, before I get to that, there's something else happened. It was originally supposed to be the Gangstas, New Jack and Mustafa, against the Dudley Boyz, and the Gangsters were supposed to defend their titles, but the Gangstas didn't show up, because I think Mustafa left for WWE, and I think New Jack was injured. I couldn't remember. So then the Dudleys won the titles via forfeit. So then they had a replacement tag team, and who did the Dudley Boyz defend their tag team titles against? PG-13. Jamie Dundee and JC Ice. What? Ugh! This match was absolutely terrible. I mean, we barely even saw anything from these guys. These guys didn't even do anything in this match. I will admit, I mean, this match is like kind of a comedy match. I mean, I did see some stuff in here, like, I was kind of laughing my ass off in this match. Like, in like the first 5 minutes of this, because Jamie Dundee, or I think it was, yeah, it was Jamie Dundee, and he was like doing some kind of crisscross ring action with Devon, and he slid out of the ring and kissed one of the Dudley's managers, Jenna Jameson, and she was like gagging after she kissed him and all. That was pretty funny there. And they did this other thing where Bubba Ray shoved Jamie Dundee again into Devon, and then Devon was just like going like this to his arm, like on the rope. He did that twice, but then Jamie Dundee, he then pushed Bubba Ray into Devon, and Devon didn't know that he was there, and then he was doing that arm thing to Devon, and Bubba Ray was just like saying, "Stop, Devon, stop!" That was pretty funny right there. And then we saw like Devon and Bubba Ray were like arguing with each other, but then they got the upper hand on PG-13 and they were like all hugging each other again and reforming and all. And then this other thing where Jamie Dundee, I mean, let me say this. Jamie Dundee was the main guy who did all this stuff in this match. JC Ice only was in here for like a couple minutes or something. Oh well. But anyways, then Jamie Dundee, he was fighting with Bubba Ray, and then Bubba Ray said, "Come on, you." He's like, "Come on, you little bastard." And then Jamie Dundee gave him a low blow, and then, and of course, you know, like Bubba Ray's reaction whenever he gets low blowed, like you've seen that in TNA and all, and that was pretty funny right there. And well, then the finish came where they did the 3D onto JC Ice, and then the Dudleys got the win. And then after the match, well, we'll forget about that. Who cares about that anyways? The match was just like really terrible. This sucked. But the comedy was really funny. So I'll just rate this a half a star. I mean, yeah, a half a star. And then the next match was the main match that every ECW fan was looking forward to. Tommy Dreamer versus Jerry the King Lawler. And I kind of did like the feud going into this, like where Jerry Lawler invaded ECW, and then Tommy Dreamer was standing up for every single ECW guy. And to have them face off at this pay-per-view was a pretty good idea, I guess. But the match, it was okay, I guess, but it kind of like overbooked a little. Like we did see some great some great crowd brawling from Jerry Lawler and Tommy Dreamer, and mainly Jerry Lawler was the guy who really worked here. I mean, like in the first few minutes of this match, Tommy Dreamer brought out like some kind of pot or a pan, I couldn't remember what it was, and then he hit him so hard, then Dreamer hit Lawler over the head so hard, Jerry Lawler actually went over the ropes. And then I like Joey Styles saying where he was like saying, "Jerry Lawler, welcome to ECW." And then Jerry Lawler was like busted open on that. And then we saw some interference from 3 guys in this match. The first one was Ravishing Rick Rude, and I didn't get, it was kind of okay seeing him. Of course, since he betrayed ECW and all, he attacked an ECW guy. And I just thought that he had a career-ending back injury, so I thought he probably couldn't even move that much and all. So that was kind of weird. And then the next guy that interfered was Jake the Snake Roberts, and then at first he attacked Tommy Dreamer, hit him with a DDT, and then he attacked Jerry Lawler, and then Jerry Lawler got on top of him. He got a 2 count, and then when Tommy Dreamer kicked out, I saw Jake Roberts, and he was clapping. I didn't even get that. Was he attacking Jerry Lawler or Tommy Dreamer? Who was he against? I was confused in that one. And then the third one that came out was Sunny. And then she just sprayed Tommy Dreamer in the face with the hairspray and all. And then Beulah McGillicuddy came out, and then I mean she came in the ring, sorry, because she was in Tommy Dreamer's corner. And then there was a cat fight, and then of course Joey Styles was saying, "Cat fight! Cat fight!" And then Jerry Lawler grabbed Beulah McGillicuddy, and he was gonna pile driver, and then Tommy Dreamer got up, and then he DDT'd Jerry Lawler and got the win. I mean, this match, it was kind of okay. I mean, we did see some great action from these guys. Jerry Lawler did put up a pretty good fight, I guess. But the whole overbooking and the thing with Jake Roberts was, it wasn't great at all. But still, it was a pretty good match, I guess. I rate this 2.5 stars. And then we go to the main event, which was the 3-way dance for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. Sabu, he defended his title against Shane Douglas and Terry Funk. And this was a rematch that happened like from 3 years ago, because this is 1997. And this was a rematch from 1994, at the night the line was crossed, and people said that this match was never going to happen again, but it did. And then Sabu, the reason why Sabu was the title holder in this match was because a week late, like 10 days ago, like 10 days ago after this, Sabu defeated Terry Funk in a barbed wire match, which was really awesome, by the way. And then Sabu was the main guy going into this match. The match was pretty good. I mean, we did see a great double teaming from Shane Douglas and Sabu onto Terry Funk. But then when Sabu hit some kind of leg drop, or I think it was the Arabian Facebuster to Terry Funk, and then Shane Douglas hit Sabu in the back with a steel chair. and that was pretty good. And then I like Joey Styles saying their teamwork didn't last that long. That was pretty funny there. And then the Sandman actually came out earlier in this match, and the reason why, here's the thing. Before the show started, they showed a video of the Sandman getting attacked by Van Dam and Sabu, and they said that the Sandman actually hijacked a vehicle. I mean, sorry, an ambulance, and then he made it back to the show, and then he did some kind of somersault senton with the ladder onto Sabu, but then and then Shane Douglas pinned Sabu, and then Sabu kicked out, but then Terry Funk and Shane Douglas actually did a double team pin on Sabu, and he got eliminated. And then Sabu actually grabbed a chair and then did the triple jump moonsault or leap or whatever the heck it's called to the Sandman, and took out the entire police security because they were trying to restrain the Sandman. And then the final guys that were in this match were Shane Douglas and Terry Funk. And this was not really a great match with these two guys. I mean, Shane Douglas actually hit his belly-to-belly suplex, and everyone was really shocked when Terry Funk kicked out of it, because they said that no one ever kicked out of Shane Douglas's belly-to-belly suplex, and I was kind of shocked too as well. But Shane Douglas hit like a lot of belly-to-belly suplexes, and Terry Funk just kept kicking out of them. He should have just stopped at that. He should have just like hit the first belly-to-belly suplex, and then the second one should have won the match. But he did like probably 4 of them, and he won the match after that. He won after hitting the fifth belly-to-belly suplex, and Shane Douglas won. And then after this, Joel Gertner came out with the Dudley Boyz and asked Shane Douglas to join them and dump Bam Bam Bigelow and Chris Candido, who were the Triple Threat members. And then, because here's the thing, the final two guys, when Shane Douglas and Terry Funk were the last 2 guys in the match, a lot of ECW superstars came out and watched the match, and a lot of ECW superstars came out and they had a brawl at the ending. There were guys like Mikey Whipwreck, 911. No, wait, not 911. I think one was Hack Myers or something. I couldn't remember all the guys, but then the Dudley Boyz came in, and Bubba Ray, Devon, and Big Dick Dudley, they came around and they actually beat all the guys. And then the ending of this brawl was when the Dudley Boyz were all standing in the ring and they destroyed everybody. So that was the end of the pay-per-view. And this pay-per-view, like I said, was practically ECW's worst pay-per-view ever, but I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. So that's it for me. I'm Wrestling Fan 0011, and I'm out. Peace. Peace.